5, 6, 7, and... for breaking up with me. Thank you for screwing me around, 'cause when you left me down, she came and showed me how to play the game in another way, a way where no one has to lose. So now that I can choose to live where I can freely give, thank you for screwing me around. Thank you for treating me so bad, 'cause if I hadn't had a sadder kind of life, I might have not wished for more. Thank you for throwing me away, 'cause if I have to stay, I might not have seen what lay in store for me. Thank you for walking out on me, 'cause when you left me free from all those vows I made, I had the gall to hope again, to try and see if love could find a chance to give me a romance to start, to open up my heart. Thank you for breaking up with me. That was Thank You, a happy breakup song by me, actually. Go figure. And I played it straight from the charts of the Morristown Uke Jam. So take the link in the video description, download the free ukulele song sheet, grab your own ukulele, and you can play right along with this video. And if you'll be anywhere near Morristown, New Jersey, come out and play with us. In just a moment, I'm going to do a tutorial of everything I just played, including easier ways to play it. And at the very end, I'll do a slow motion close-up play along that you might find helpful. But right now, hey, if you like the video, please like the video with a thumbs up. If you want lots more, subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you want hundreds more free downloadable ukulele song sheets, each with a link to its own free video tutorial and play along, then check out our Dropbox and then come play with us. All right, now first, I'm going to point out that in the song sheet, if you download the song sheet, the song is only one page, but there's 2 pages. The second page is an easier version. It is. It's far easier than what I just played. Now, what I just played isn't that hard. It's really not. But if you're a beginner's beginner, or you just don't want to work that hard, you can go to the second page, and it just has the straight, normal, open versions of the simple chords, and it's a 5-chord song. It's not a hard song at all, and I'll show you how to play that too. Yeah, so check out the second page if you're a beginner. And in fact, I think I'm going to go over that first. So just for beginners, and then I'll jump in about 2 minutes to the first page. That is to say, to the more complicated version. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to leave my fingers on a G and show you what I did most of the time for the strum. It wasn't all the time, but most of the time I called it a light chucking strum, because I did a chuck, right? This is a chuck where you have your fingernails going across the strings, and you're making a percussive sound, but you can't even tell what chord I'm on, right? Because it's percussion. It's not a chord. So the way I did it was down, down, chuck, up. Down, down. Now you notice sometimes I came up with all my hands. Sometimes I came up with my thumbnail. Sorry. Down, 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 up, like that, with my thumb. You can do it either way. You can come up with your fingers or your thumb, either way you like. whichever way it works. But so down, down, chuck, up. Sorry, down, down, chuck, up, down, up, down, chuck, up. That's pretty much it. All right. As far as the chords, pretty straightforward. If you're playing the easier version, I would do it this way. Starts with a G, goes to an E minor. If you use your pinky to drop that E minor, it's a little bit awkward, but you already got the G. All you have to do is drop one more finger, and then all you have to do is roll your ring finger, and you've got that C. And then you kind of slide it back down, and you do the D. And that's the intro. And that's also the verse. Twice more, that pattern is the verse. And what I do at the end, if you're doing it this way, the easier version, I would do it like this. Thank you for waking up with me, right? It's hard, except I just formed it a different way, didn't I? It's hard for you to see, I guess, but when you left my life a mess, you opened up the door to things that I had never dreamed. This love that always seemed to stay so very far away. Thank you for breaking up with me. And then just stay on the G with the open strumming. Now you're going to do the second verse played exactly the same as the first verse, except that at the end, when you've done that open strumming on the G, you guide yourself right into the bridge, which also is, I called it a smoother strum. In other words, it's no chucking. You're just doing open. It's not as abrupt. It's not as percussive. You're just doing the strum. So this is the end of the second verse, right? From the G, you notice I just rolled into a C there. So, thank you for treating me so bad, 'cause if I hadn't had a sadder kind of life, I might have not wished for more. I'm just rolling back and forth between G and C, just like that. And the stops, by the way, when I have a stop there, or a bright red S, right? I'm using my right hand to stop the sound, mostly for drama. It's just more dramatic that way. I might have not wished for more. Thank you for throwing me away. There you go. Hardest chord and hardest chord transition in the song. From the G, you got to manage to get to a B minor. I use my index finger to bar the second fret, and then I use my ring finger on the fourth fret there for that B minor. 'Cause if I had to stay, this time from the B minor, my middle finger is hovering there over the C, isn't it? So, might not have seen what lay. Now I just have to pick it all up and drop that D, right? And store for me. From the D to a G, your ring finger is on the right string. It just slides up one fret. That's the only movement it has to make. And then the rest of them fall in line, and that's pretty much it. Okay, that's the easier version of the song. Here's the way I played it. And basically what I did alternate versions of the chords, including going up the neck, as well as sevenths and minor sevenths and stuff. I did all these segue chords that gave it more panache. It's not hard. It's not a hard song. It's really not. So if you liked it, learn the easy version if you want, and then go to the harder one. But so here we go, from the intro. This time, since I'm going to be doing different chords up the neck, I'm not going to drop the pinky. From here, G, I'm going to jump to an E minor here, right? And here's why. From the E minor, it's so easy. From this E minor, it's so easy to just drop your middle finger on both the first and second strings, and now you've got that alternate C. I called it an alternate C because here's a straight C, and here's a conventional C. But this, maintaining your G string as kind of a drone, and by the way, yes, I'm playing with a low G. I would play it exactly the same way if I was playing my ukuleles that are tuned with a high G. I would still play it the same. It wouldn't sound exactly the same, and I liked the way this sounded. But basically, through most of the song, that string is open, and I leave it open, except for the D, I guess in the B minor. But most of the time, I leave it open because I like the way right? Here, 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 and then finally it goes up. Okay, I like the way that sounds, so that's why I did it that way. So, anyway, G, I jump to this E minor, shaped like that, or this fingering, and then I drop my middle finger to that alternate C. Now from here, I'm using my middle two fingers, and now I'm going to use my outside two. There's nothing in common with them, but I am kind of hovering in place to go from this formation on a C, that's strange formation on a C, to an easy second position D. I call it a second position because this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? You can play all the way up the neck. This would be a second position D, right? So from this C, I go to this D, second position, and see how easy that is? My fingers are all right in place just about. I got this D, I'm just dropping the finger, and I slide back down to the G. Just gives a little extra panache. Second line in the intro starts the same way. And here's what I do. I'm going all the way up to the 9th fret. Giving it a little melody, right? So I like that. You kind of need long fingers to be able to reach that far. You don't have to play that. You could play it the same way as the first line if you have difficulty with that. Or you can just hang out on that second position D. That would be fine. So then, okay, into the verse. First line is the same as I did in the intro, right? When you left my life a mess, you opened up the... So simpler version. I just stay on that D, and then the second half of the verse, same thing. Door to things that I had never dreamed. It's love that always seemed to stay so very far away, with a stop. Thank you for breaking up with me. So I'm going from a G to a second position C that is shaped exactly like a B flat, but up on the 3rd fret. And then I'm sliding up from there to a 3rd position D. I just slide up 2 frets. That's it. That's it. That's the first part of it. And back down to the G, and similar to what I did at the end of the intro, or the first line. That's it. Once again, thank you for breaking up with me. Slide. And then, reminiscent of the end of the first line of the intro. That's it. Second verse is exactly the same, except at the end, where I can freely give. Thank you for screwing me around. Starts out the same. Slide. And now, we're going to step down, going toward the bridge. So I've got a G. I'm going to just lay that index finger flat, and that's my G major 7. And then I'm going to pick it up, or slide it over, I guess, to the next string, and form that G7. And then from there, and that's a pretty fast thing, but it's not that much movement for your fingers, and they kind of slide most of it. And then from there, your ring finger is already on the right string, and it's only 1 fret away from where it needs to be. So from there, just slide it up 1 fret, and you've got that C. Thank you for treating me so bad. From there, you just move it over 1 string, and you got your G. And then it's the same series, G, G major 7, G7. If I hadn't had a sad kind of life, it's the same sequence, might have not wished for more. And now I go, just like the easier version, from the C I have to jump to a B minor. Keep throwing me away, 'cause if I had to stay. So now from here, the B minor, I'm going to go back to that second position C. I might not have seen what way. So from there, you notice I'm already in the position. I'm not changing the shape of my fingers. All I'm doing is stepping up fret by fret. I got a B flat shape on the 3rd fret. That's a C. Might not have seen. Just step up 1 fret. What lay? That's 2 frets up. In so far. So on the way down, that's a C7. 2nd position C7. It's like a B7, but up 1 fret. So far. I wanted 2 different chords for those, but they're both C7s, but I wanted it to sound different, like you're playing 2 different chords. So I'm stepping back down. All the way up here, then step down. Me. And that's it. That's I mean, the 3rd verse is exactly like the rest, except the outro. The outro is, thank you for breaking up with me. Slide. And then from there, all I do is I drop my ring finger to bar. And you notice, my ring finger is one of my weakest fingers. I kind of use my middle finger to squeeze, to help me squeeze with my thumb and my middle finger, so I can squeeze real good and give that bar a nice ring. See, I don't need it for my middle finger, it's stronger, but I'm on the 7th fret. Then drop your middle finger and slide it back up. That's it, that's the whole song. Now I'm going to do a slow motion play along, I guess, of the whole song, because there's not that much duplication in it. Okay, here we go. With close up on my chord changing hand. You can follow along in slow motion if you like. Here goes. 5, 6, 7, and... This love that always seems to stay so very far away. Thank you for breaking up with me. Thank you for screwing me around. 'Cause when you left me down, she came and showed me how to play the game in another way. A way where no one has to lose. So now that I can choose to live where I can freely give, thank you for screwing me around. Thank you for treating me so bad. 'Cause if I hadn't had a sadder kind of life, I might have not wished for more. Thank you for throwing me away. 'Cause if I had to stay, I might not have seen what lay in store for me. Thank you for walking out on me. 'Cause when you left me free from all those vows I made, I had the gall to hope again, to try and see if love could find a chance to give me a romance to start, to open up my heart. Thank you for breaking up with me. That's it. See you Wednesday. Bye.